Hi, Recap Corner here. Today, we're going to be doing a big breakdown to discuss Easter eggs and things you missed, and this will explain our film The Transporter. If you enjoy the video though, smash that like button and make sure you subscribe for videos. Frank Martin, played by Jason Statham, is a highly skilled and discreet driver known only as the Transporter. He is a former Special Forces officer who, disenchanted with his past leadership and tormented by memories of his past, now lives on the French Mediterranean coast and makes a living as a professional driver. He will transport anything, without asking any questions, from point A to point B, always on time, and is considered as the best in the business. He adheres to 3 strict rules when transporting. Rule 1. No new deals. When it's a deal, it's a deal. Rule 2. No names, and Rule 3, don't open the package. Frank has been contracted to transport 3 men, 254 kilos. But when 4 men, fresh from a bank heist, get into his car, Frank refuses to move, staying true to rule number 1. After one of the gang members is killed by the others, Frank leaves with the remaining robbers. Upon delivery to their destination, they try to persuade him to take on more work with extra money, but he declines, again adhering to Rule 1. The robbers escape in another car and Frank leaves. Frank returns to his mansion in the south of France, and he finds out via the news that the gang was apprehended after crashing their getaway car in a pursuit. The act ends with Frank being approached by local police inspector Tarconi, who is a close acquaintance of Frank, and questions him about the robbery, since his make and model of car was the same used in the robbery. However, despite his suspicions about Frank's involvement, Tarconi has no concrete proof about the heist and leaves Frank's villa. Later, local police inspector Tarconi, played by François Berland, who is a close acquaintance of Frank, visits Frank's villa to question him about the robbery, as the make and model of Frank's car was the same as the one used in the robbery. Despite his suspicions about Frank's involvement, Tarconi has no solid evidence of Frank's involvement in the heist, due to Frank's careful cleaning of the car and changing of the license plate. Tarconi leaves without making any arrests. Frank is then hired to deliver a package to an American gangster known only as Wall Street, played by Matt Scholes. During the journey, Frank notices something moving in the package, but he refuses to open it due to Rule 3. When he stops to change a flat tire, he breaks one of his rules and opens the package, which turns out to be a woman. He gives her a bottle of juice to drink and delivers the package as promised. Wall Street then asks Frank to transport a briefcase to a new location. Reluctantly, Frank accepts the job and takes the briefcase and leaves. On the way, he stops at a gas station to rest and eat, but the briefcase turns out to be a bomb that destroys Frank's car in the parking lot, but he survives unharmed. Enraged, Frank returns to Wall Street's residence with a vengeance, dispatching several of his henchmen and stealing a car to escape. He finds the woman, who tells him her name is Lai, played by Shu Qi, tied up in the back seat. Later, Frank returns to his house and unties Lai. The next day, Tarconi arrives again and makes further inquiries, producing a scorched license plate, and raises suspicions about a housemaid driving a Mercedes. Lai supports Frank's alibi, leaving Tarconi with no proof again, who didn't notice that the front light on the car was broken. After Tarconi leaves Frank's villa, it is attacked by missiles. Frank and Lai barely manage to escape into the sewer, swimming away before the house completely explodes. They take refuge in an apartment in the city, but Tarconi eventually finds them and brings them to the police station for questioning about the destruction of Frank's house. At the police station, Frank and Lai are able to evade Tarconi's questions, and Lai manages to access Wall Street's information on Tarconi's computer. She tells Frank that Wall Street is involved in human trafficking, smuggling Chinese people, including her own father and family, in shipping containers and planning to sell them into slavery. Lai and Frank go to Wall Street's office to find the shipping documents identifying the containers. However, Wall Street reveals that Lai's family is not in the containers and her father is the one responsible for the human trafficking. Tarconi, who had been following Frank, arrives at the office. Wall Street and Lai's father accuse Frank of kidnapping Lai and attempting to blackmail them. Without any concrete evidence to prove otherwise, Tarconi has Frank arrested and locked up in the station. At the station, Frank tries to explain the situation to Tarconi, who ultimately agrees to help Frank escape by pretending he is a hostage. Frank then tracks down the criminals to the docks, where they are loading the containers onto trucks. However, Frank is spotted and has to fight his way through the guards, failing to stop the trucks. He then steals a small airplane and parachutes onto one of the trucks, killing Wall Street and some of his henchmen. After getting out of the truck, Frank is then ambushed by Lai's father. However, Frank is saved when Lai kills her own father. Afterwards, Tarconi arrives with the police and they rescue the people trapped inside the containers. Frank and Lai assist in loading them into ambulances and the film ends. Thanks for tuning in to our review. We hope you had as much fun watching it as we did breaking it down for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video from us. Also, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching and we'll catch you in the next one.